to walk up those steps and to look down the Croisette and see it just as a sea of people, it really was an astonishing experience. It was, I mean, Harrison is the second coming, really. It was a whole lot of people who I didn't realise just how popular the films were until that moment. I mean, I knew they were huge, but they were that huge.
Now, you're used to talk about the acting performance and how you do it with journalists, and it was so funny yesterday at the press conference that one of the first questions was a lady from Russia, and you sort of apologized immediately. Is that different in this case if you really do something that we probably know? And
look, I've had a couple of experiences. I played a German in a film called The Good German, and I had a couple of very long scenes in German, and of course, where do they premiere the film? The Berlin Film Festival, which, you know, I had the experience of thinking, oh no, normally, you know, Germans, they dub these things, but you have a lot more license in a film like this because it's a storybook world, and it's a fable, and it's not cinema verite. You know, I'm playing a villain in an Indiana Jones installment, so it's a bit more heightened, I think, the characterization.
Will be given control over its power.
You will help us find it.
it's interesting that you mentioned The Good German, because in a way that character also had a sort of 50s look, right? The old Hollywood international films that were made at that time, and this character has the same feeling.
Well, that's the setting of this, because almost 20 years have passed. This one's set in the 50s, you know, with McCarthyism and the beginning of the Cold War, Russia versus America, and that's very much the terrain in which this film is set. So it does have that 50s B-movie kind of feeling.
Is that an era you like? I mean, is that the sort of film you like too?
I'm fascinated by the Cold War, but I didn't know a lot about what was going on in the Russian military at the time, and Stephen had all this research on how the Russians were investigating parapsychology and paranormal activities and ESP and telekinesis, and using mind control as a military weapon. So that was very much, you know, the landscape of Spalko, Colonel Dr. Irina Spalko, who I play.